Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all would be fine. Today I will start my lecture on SPSS. Basically, my name is Imran Ali, and we are joint virtue of Secure Hand Foundation, and I am head of a pharmacy consultancy group. Today we will start a lecture for the statistics and small little bit introduction about statistics and much more about the SPSS software. First of all, try to say 7 times very fast biostatics. These are the first 7 words basically to pronounce the word statics. So, number 1, biostatics, biostatistic, biostatics, biostat, biostat, biosic, and biostat. So basically, what is a bio or what is a statics? Basically, it is a branch of science which deal with the collection, compilation, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Branch of statistics, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. Two branch. Descriptive statistics we concerned with the description, summarization of data, and the inferential statistics we will concern over the estimation, for example, generalized from the data. There are 4 these terminologies which are used in the term, mostly used in the statistics. Number 1, population is a collection of individuals whose characteristics are analyzed. It contains all subjects of interest. Means it's about population definition. Sample. A sample is a part of population of interest. A representative subset selected from the targeted population under the study. Parameter, a measure which is obtained from the population data, for example, census. Statistics, a measure which is obtained from the simple data, for example, survey. Now, SPSS stands for Statistical Packages for Social Sciences, developed in 1968 by Norman H. Nee and C. Hedla Hull. So it was developed in 1968. This is basically we will practice for the SPSS 16 version software. I will give you also SPSS 20, but we will practice on this software. It is 2007 version, so we will practice on this software. For this, these are some basic steps. We will do practical on these. There are first of all, when we click on the open or double click on the software, we see this type of window. Now there are 3 options. For suppose, for example, number 1, run the tutorial, type in data, or type in data, run an existing file, create a new query using new data wizard or an existing file. Okay, or another type of file which we can see here, just as I was opening. So this is when we will open new. We will click here, type in new data. We will see this type of window. These are the columns, and these are the rows, and these are the columns. Here we put our variables, and here we will put our data. Next, first we will click the data view. This type of window will be appeared. Then we will go for variable view, where we will put our variables. Here, for example, name, type, which type it will be in decimal or which we will see. Now there is one thing, remember that in naming it will not take spaces, comma, hyphen, parenthesis, slashes, and exclamation mark can be used in between. In lower version of SPSS like 15, 12.0, etc. more than a character cannot be used. Remedy symbol means how we will overcome this problem. The symbol undergoes can be used for distinguishing variables name having two words. We will do practice. Then numerical data, either it is in comma form, dot, scientific notation, data, date, I think date, dollar, or means it is a currency or any other currency string. We'll see, like if we have the comma between the numbers, we can put over the comma numeric and see we have different type of dates, sign, string means this is for analyzing only descriptive, or you can say this is for words. Now then we have we can place here a number of width, how much numbers of our data is present. Then we have decimal, either it we will give in decimal or not. Then label that variable with name, values. If you want to put a values for suppose yes, no, we will see, we will do practice in also SPSS. Now there is a last option, that is measurement. Here is this one, how we will measure. Scale means we will put in a ratio. Now for selection of nominal data, we will place gender, means here if we will place nominal, here we will select the data example, gender, male, female, political parties, liberal, democratic, or labor, and religion. For this type of data, we will select the nominal, and for this type of data, and for ordinal, for suppose we can place income, above average, below, attitude, strongly favorable or unfavorable, means we will select here ordinal for this type of data. An interval, there is also in latest version there is a option of scale and along with intervals and ratio. For suppose if we have an interval, we will we can place select the interval and we place this type of data. Temperature, Celsius, Fahrenheit, attitude scale, for example 5 to 10 or etc. In ratio we will place the height, income, age, weight. So this type of data can be selected according to this giving options. This is alignment, how you will select left, right. Now as you put for suppose this is if we misplace any variable, we will click here, left click here, and there is option, and then in third option you click here and this type of variable will be appear, and you can replace with these number given words with your required variable. Okay, now data view, this type of data view will be fine. As you see that after putting the data in variable, in data view we can see our data, we can put our data here, and then we can save it, and we have saved both file for placing or for saving our data. As this, you should remember this one, that no comma while naming the variable, use underscore or dot state. So use underscore or dot between the variable. I will give you an example of this one. Is more possible, keep the type data numeric. Decimal should be changed based on the type of the data. Give the name, give complete name of the label variables in the label. Coding the category to be defined in the value column. Type of data is defined measuring column. This one is as I told you, ordinal, nominal. This type, the type of defined in measurement column. We will place according their required value. So again, variable basically any characteristic which change from individual to individual. Qualitative, categorical, nominal or ordinal. Collection of facts and figure. Collect data means collection of facts and figure, collection of information. about the variable. Quantitative measurement, discrete and continuous for description. Now again, this is data view, provide the value of variables, and here is some options where you can check. Let's do our practical. This is an example for suppose which type of data you should select. For suppose we have one variable testing for one variable, we will check only means and instant deviation. On parametric, nominal population means parametric. For non-parametric, we have median interquartile range. Now you should check what is a parameter and non-parametric. You should ask and you should learn from your any static teacher, or you should go from any other source. Or comparing two comparing one group to a hypothetical value, we have one sample t-test, and for non-parametric we have sign test. Compare two unpaired group, unpaired t-test and Manan Whitney test. Compare two paragraph group, paired t-test and Wilcoxon sign rank test for non-parametric. Compare more than two groups, we have one-way ANOVA and Kruskal Welsi test for non-parametric. Relationship between two variables, Pearson correlation and simple regression. And for non-parametric, we use Pearson correlation, and this is for advanced study biostatistics. So here we have an example that we have a sample of size 20 children in primary school. They get the following data about their number of teeth decayed. As I already typed this data in SPSS, let's move toward the SPSS. So here is I have already prepared this one type data in SPSS in order to consume less time. Look, I have given the name ST for suppose as I was told that you should not use comma or anything after the variable end. Now for suppose if I will place here dot, it will say the variable name contain illegal character. Okay. Now for suppose it will be not understandable that there should be space, but it will not take the space between the words. So again it will say the variable contain illegal name. So we will place here either a dot or dash or whatever you sign give between the words. Sorry, underscore, it will take the underscore and the underscore only, and dots between these words. So as my data is numeric, because it is in number, you can see it is in number. So I place here numeric. Otherwise, you have option. As you will click here, you have option. Whatever you should select, it is depend upon your data you have. I have a question like this example that, for example, we have take a sample of size of 20 children, 20 size of 20 from children in a primary schools, and get the following data about the number of teachers. Now we will check here about their frequency and all the required whatever the question will be asked. For suppose we will selected that one. Now we have an option like there is a number of teeth decay. We will check their frequency, all the things. Now we have a scale because this is in this data is in form of numbers, and it is numbers, and we have to measure their frequency. For that, you will go analyze descriptive, click on frequency, and you will find the statistics. Now for statistics, click on the statistics, whatever you need, mean, median, mode, sum, standard deviation, minimum, whatever you need, and skewedness, kurtosis, both will be available. Then click on continue, then OK. Now look, there is another window open and it contains all the information whatever you need. Frequency 0 comes one time. You can see all the values are there. It is your mean, median, mode, and standard deviation, and included sum. Now again we will go for it starts, means graphs. Go for again frequency chart, either depend upon your data, either as you need pie chart, bar chart, whatever you need, histogram according to your data, with percentage frequency or percentage, whatever you require. Continue and OK. Here you can see the frequency chart has been updated. Double click on it if you require the percentage of it, and you will see here there is a percentage window. Now this is a percentage window, and you can see all the descriptive or chart and all the all the required options for your data. You can check the mean, you can check the median, you can check the mode, standard deviation, and all of them, some of the data. You can check percentage, frequency, cumulative percentage. All the data is written here. So next option is, you can see also descriptive, also description, and you will check an option what description. Same again, mean, variable, range, standard deviation, kurtosis. All this means these both options are same, working mostly simultaneously. So you can say OK, and you will see the options. You can see here options. Here is a minimum and maximum value, mean, median, standard deviation, and number of sample. You can see all this. There is a descriptive and data. You can see here. So that's all about our first problem. Now next we should move, and for saving, now number of teeth decades are here, and as I say you that first you should go to variables and click the variable, and you will type data here, whatever you need, whatever you will type here, and then for entering the data you should go to data view. Here is a data view, or suppose this is, double click on it, and you will see you can place here data, or suppose 3 or all, whatever. Means after clicking the data view you should place the data here. Just this is for placing your, defining your variable. What is your variable, which type of data you want to go for statics. Okay, in data view you will place the values of your data. Okay, this is a small introduction about the first lecture. Inshallah, for next lecture we will go another video. So this is all about the first problem. We will go for other problem on next video. So this is just simple data you will place here, all the data you should click here. And the last thing I want to share, that after clicking left click you will place here any insert variable. You can place here, for suppose, or if you want to delete any variable, just left click and clear that one, will be cleared. Now after that there is a save options. You will go for save as, and you should write their name, like suppose teeth data, and save, and it is saved. And then yes, no, actually this is and it will all will be saved you in your required documents. Okay, that's all about first lecture. you.